السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. كل عام وانتم بخير بمناسبة شهر رمضان الكريم. والنهاردة we will talk about something new, and it is how to improve your knowledge. I introduced before the 6 channels that I thought they needed to make a good doctor now. And one of them was the academic channel, and our talk today will follow this channel. And as I said, most of the things I'm going to place in this YouTube channel will follow one of these 6 channels. So today our channel is the academic channel. Before we go through the talk, I would like to say that I have nothing to disclose. This is very important in this lecture because I'm talking here about specific books or recommending specific books and recommending a few things, and I'm not related, or I don't have any benefit of this, and I'm not related to any of these authors. Again, as a reminder, to remind you, and this from my previous talk, what do you need to be a good doctor? I'm going to tell you about the 6 channels again here. So we spoke about the academic channel, that you need to improve yourself academically. You need to improve your clinical skills. You need to improve your hands-on and procedures. You need to know basics, at least research and how to conduct a research project. You need to know quality, to how to improve the system you are in. And also you need to know evidence-based medicine, to be practicing based on evidence. And this, in my opinion, as I said before, is the 6 channels that I think needed to make a good doctor nowadays. And our channel will be the academic channel. So we'll go to our talk today, and to answer this question, why should you update your knowledge? You should update your knowledge because of one important fact, that half of what you have learned in medical school is already obsolete. The problem that no one knows which half is that. It means that all what you have learned in medical school is already now gone. It's history, especially if you graduated from medical school many years ago. So most of what you have learned is now obsolete. And that's why you have to keep updating your knowledge. Otherwise, you would be outdated and you will be out of business. But how to improve your knowledge? There are many ways to improve your knowledge. Obviously, one of them is self-reading, that you keep reading yourself, articles, books, whatever you read, to improve your knowledge. And that's the classic way of improving knowledge. But nowadays, there are other ways that you also might help you to improve your knowledge, is by attending conferences and workshops, is doing search, and we will allocate separate lecture for how to search. And also there are many other resources nowadays that can help you in this task, and one of them is YouTube. YouTube has a tremendous amount of knowledge posted there. All what you have to do is to put in the search engine of YouTube the topic that you want to know about, and you will find many recorded lectures about the topic you are in. Of course, you have to be careful in selecting the relevant and the accurate knowledge, but it has a lot of knowledge posted there. Like for example, this YouTube channel that I'm recording in right now. Okay, so and here in this, I'm gonna focus mainly about reading. As I said, for the other things, we might allocate separate lectures for it, but here we'll talk about reading. But if you ask about reading, what to read? What do you need to read? Obviously, you need to read 2 things. You need to read basics about your specialty, and also to know the updates. Basics are not enough, because you will be outdated, and you cannot understand the updates if you don't know the basics. So first you start with basics, and then you update your knowledge. I'll speak here about my specialty. These are 2 good books in the market that might help you to improve your knowledge or know the basics of neonatology. But the most book I like is this book here on the left side, the Neonatology Review. And the reason I like this, because it really a good book. It might be not easy to read because it is a summary. It's not a book for understanding. It's just book to review. But it is an excellent book when it comes to exam preparation. If you are applying for our board, for Egyptian Board of Neonatology, for American even board. This is an excellent book for board preparation. The other book on the right side, Everest Neonatology Board Review. This is a book that will come soon to the market. I don't think it's released yet, as I have read in the online. These two books by the same authors of the Neonatology Review. The one here has on the right side the question and answers, and on the left side case-based review. And I've read some of them and I think they are good. Okay, so this is when it comes to basics, but how about the updates? What do you really need to read to update yourself? Nowadays, because of the tremendous amount of knowledge that is released every year, it is impossible for everyone to know everything. So today's is we learn by inquiry. What is that supposed to mean? It means that you have to read about the things that you are interested in only. For example, if you see a case in your practice and you want to read about this case, so you go read about this case. If you face a problem in your practice again, or if you are reading something and you want to know further about it, so you search and read about this topic. And this is how you read. You build knowledge over time. You keep reading about problems, about concerns, about cases to prepare you for the next case, and so on. So this is what we call learning by inquiry. But where to read? In order to answer this question from where you should read, we should know about the 6 S of evidence-based medicine, and I will allocate a separate lecture also for this topic later on, the 6 S of evidence-based medicine. But it's just here to give you a brief idea about the pyramid of knowledge these days. How they build this is the pyramid is on how they build the knowledge. To build this pyramid, you need to start from the bottom up. It means you start with a single study, and then a single study can become censuses, and the censuses can become summaries, and it ends up with a system, as you can see. This is how they build the knowledge. They start from the bottom by everyone is doing a single study, and then they add them together, and then someone will write a review, which we talk here about the level of the summaries is the level of the review, and so on. But the way to read is from actually the top to bottom. The way to increase your channel is from top to bottom. You start from the system, and then you go below. The level that I want to put emphasis on today is reading from summaries. Summaries including review articles. What do we mean by review articles? Review articles mean that someone have reviewed all the levels below. He reviewed the synopsis of census and the census and the synopsis of single studies and the single study. He reviewed all these levels and he wrote a review about a certain topic, whatever this topic, but he reviewed everything published on the levels below about this topic before he write a summary or a review article in this topic, whatever the topic that he's writing about. What chronic lung disease, necrotizing enterocolitis, respiratory distress syndrome, whatever it is, to write for him to be able to write his summary or his review article, he should have reviewed everything published on the levels below. That means when you read the review article, you will know everything published in the levels below. So this is what we mean by summaries or review articles. But where to find these review articles? Nowadays, there are many sites that can provide excellent review articles. One of them is UpToDate, and that has a lot of knowledge published there, especially when it comes to pediatrics. And the beauty in UpToDate that you can go, it has links from one topic to other topics and so on. I mean, you can start reading in one article, and they make you a link to another article, and the other article has linked to other articles and so on. So you start with one article and you will end up by opening 10 or 15 articles at the same time. Another good site for review articles is Dynamed, and unfortunately both of them need subscription there. So they have to pay a certain amount of money for you to get access to these sites. But what I really recommend for neonatologists is a new review. Again, this is also needs some subscription, but this is an excellent review articles when it comes to neonatology. It's been published for the last 10 or 12 years, I think. Each month they release an issue there, and every issue I think has at least 4 or 5 good review articles and other things too. So this is for neonatology, but again, it needs a subscription. Okay, but what if I cannot? I'm in limited resources and I don't want to subscribe, or I don't have resources to subscribe. Then I will recommend for you PubMed. PubMed provides some free summaries. I will show you now how to get this free summaries, because you have to make some filters. But this is one of the good sites that also provide free summaries. First, you need to go to the PubMed site by typing www.pubmed.com. Then you will go to this window here, and in this search engine of PubMed, you will type the topic that you're interested here, and here I put necrotizing enterocolitis, and then you will hit the search button, and it will give you this results here. Like they have 7,854 articles published about this topic here. But you don't need all this. You only need the review, and you don't also need all the review. No, you need the free full text review. So you have to use one of these filters here, or some of these filters. First, you will click on review, and also click on free full text, and this free, and then you type search again, and that 7,000 number will now be reduced to 358. Here you will have 358 review article free for you. Some of them are actually excellent, so you can start by reading these review articles. But as I said, they might not be as good as the subscription sites, but at least if you're not willing to subscribe for these sites, you can start by reading here. Here we spoke about the classic way of increasing your knowledge, but what's in the future? I used to say this as a joke until I have seen this reality might come true. This is the way that you will be able to increase your knowledge in the future. You will be able to download knowledge to your brain, directly to your brain. Actually, 10 years ago, I said this as a joke, but now it might be coming to reality soon. All what you need to do now is just to go to somewhere, to computer workshop, and they will put these electrodes in your knowledge, and they will download whatever book you want or whatever knowledge you are interested to know. Sometimes jokes become serious, like many other things. With this, I will end my talk today with this quote. It's called reading. It's how people install new software into their brains. And as I said, this is reading with the classic way, but we might be going to a new era of improving the knowledge. And I thank you very much for listening, and see you soon.